All right, today we are pulling back the curtain and heading right into the heart of our modern world. We're going to explore a super meticulous, really high stakes process that, believe it or not, keeps everything from our power grids to our clean water supply flowing. So let's dive in. So let me ask you a question. Think about it for a sec. This hero doesn't wear a cape, it never makes the evening news. But, and this is a big but, without it, the lights in your house wouldn't turn on, water wouldn't come out of your tap, and so many industries would just stop. That's right, we're talking about the industrial pump. I mean, think of it as the circulatory system for our entire civilization. It's moving fluids in power plants, refineries, you name it. And just like any heart, it needs incredibly careful maintenance to make sure it doesn't fail. And that's the complex art we're breaking down today. Okay, so every single maintenance mission begins not with a tool, but with a super strict safety protocol. And listen, this is not just some boring checklist. It is a critical step-by-step sequence designed to protect both the technician and this very expensive piece of equipment. Every one of these steps is an absolute must-do. First off, you shut down the pump. Then you isolate the power with something called lockout-tagout. That's a physical lock, so there is no way somebody can accidentally fire it back up. After that, you close the valves to block any fluid from coming in or out, and you safely bleed off any pressure that's trapped inside. If the pump was moving something hot, you have to wait for it to cool down completely, and only then, once all of that is done and you're wearing all the right protective gear, can you actually start the real work. It's a dance where every single step matters. So, with the pump safely offline, the technician basically turns into a detective. This is the initial exam, a look and listen inspection to find any clues about the pump's health before you even think about opening it up. And what's really amazing here is how much an expert can figure out just by looking. Are there any little drips or leaks? That could signal a failing seal. Are the bolts holding it to the foundation loose? Uh-oh, that could cause some really destructive vibrations. And the alignment, the way the pump and motor line up, has to be absolutely perfect. Even a tiny misalignment can cause massive problems down the road. It's like taking the machine's vital signs. Okay, so the external check is done. Now it's time to dive deeper, to get into the pump's internal systems. And we're going to start with what is, well, probably the single most critical element for its survival. You hear this all the time, and it's absolutely true. Proper lubrication is everything. It's the lifeblood. Without the right amount and the right quality of oil or grease, the friction from all those fast-moving parts would create so much heat that the machine would literally tear itself apart. So this check is painstaking. You're not just topping off the oil. The technician's looking at the quality. Is it dark and burnt? Is it milky, which means water got in there? They're greasing the bearings and making sure all the little lines and fittings that deliver this lifeblood are in perfect shape. This is what keeps the machine running smoothly for years. Next up are the seals. Their whole job is simple but critical. Keep the liquid on the inside from getting to the outside. There are two main flavors. You've got your modern mechanical seal, which is a really precise device that often has its own little cooling system to check. Or you have the more old-school gland packing, which uses rings of material that you might have to tighten or replace. Either way, if the seal fails, the pump has failed. Period. Now, for a major service, you actually open the whole thing up to check out its core. You're looking at the bearings that let the shaft spin at thousands of RPMs. You're inspecting the impeller. That's the part that actually flings the fluid for damage. A big one is called cavitation. It's wild. It's when tiny vapor bubbles form in the liquid and then violently collapse, literally blasting away little pits of metal. It's like a series of microscopic explosions. You gotta catch this stuff early before it causes a total breakdown. So after all the inspecting, the cleaning, the repairing, and replacing parts, we finally get to the most nerve-wracking part, putting it all back together and finding out if the whole mission was a success. And you can't just slap the parts back in. Reassembly is an act of total precision. Every bolt has to be tightened to an exact torque spec. And crucially, that shaft alignment we talked about, it has to be dead on perfect, often measured with lasers down to 1/1000th of an inch. If you're off by even a tiny fraction, you're just building in a vibration that's going to destroy the pump all over again. And here we go, the final test. The valves are opened back up, the system is primed, and the switch is flipped. The technician is watching everything. Is the vibration level low? Is the temperature stable? Is the pressure and flow rate exactly where they should be? And the big one, are there any leaks? A smooth, quiet, and totally dry run? That means you've won. But wait, the job isn't quite done. The last step isn't taken with a wrench, it's with a pen. Every single thing that was done, every part that was replaced, every key reading, it all gets documented. And this isn't just paperwork, trust me. This log is a treasure trove of data. It lets the facility track the pump's health over its entire life and even start to predict when problems might happen in the future. So we've just done a deep dive on one single, intense maintenance procedure. But that one event is just a tiny piece of a much, much bigger strategy. So let's zoom out and look at the different ways, the different philosophies that decide when this kind of work even gets done. So, you can really boil it down to 4 main approaches. You've got routine maintenance, which is just your simple daily or weekly visual checkup. Then there's preventative, which is pretty much what we just walked through, a scheduled service to stop problems before they start. The next level up is predictive, where you use sensors and data to fix a part right before it's about to fail. And then there's breakdown maintenance. That's the most expensive, most chaotic option. You just wait for it to break, then you panic. A really smart operation uses a mix of the first 3 to make sure they never have to deal with the 4th. So, we've just seen the incredible detail that goes into keeping just one type of machine running. It kind of makes you wonder, right? The next time you flip a light switch or turn on the tap, just think about that whole invisible world of perfectly maintained machinery that made it happen. What other hidden systems are out there, quietly humming away, keeping our world in motion?